welcome back to episode 7 of the Fiesta rebuild. You'll also notice we've changed the name of the channel. We're now Total Rebuilds, so that's in line with a change that we're looking to make with the way we do things, so keep tuned and to find out more. So today we're going to get the body panels put back on the Fiesta and to just see just how good that paint actually matches the rest of the car. I'm not holding out my choke because I don't know it myself, but before that I want to jump in and give her a cold start and see whether any of that injector treatment we've put through has had any effect at all. And we jump out of the wind. It's smelling a lot better in here. No more damp. As always, give it a chance to settle down. Oh, okay. That seems to have instantly calmed down. That's an improvement. Let's see if we've got any smoke. Nothing as yet. Fingers crossed. Right, let's give her a move round and see whether it starts smoking. Once we've been on the throttle a little bit. Right. Reverse past the Mini, one-handed, and not in the flower bed. Try and put us in a spot where we're not as battered by the wind. I just see a light flash on and off then. So that's doing me opening the door. No, I think that was just the door light flash then. Okay, let's go have a look, see if there's actually any smoke. Nothing, so that's actually really encouraging. Okay, right, let's get this front end back on and see how she looks. So we've initially offered the wing up there. It's not a million miles off paint-wise. I think once all the panels have been machine polished, I think it's not going to be too dissimilar. A little bit of orange peel, as you can expect, because it's been sprayed with a rattle can, which I need to take care of. Now, one thing I've noticed is I've literally just touched these two panels together and it's chipped back to the undercoat of the red. So, obviously the paint's not set amazingly. So, we're going to have to be a bit careful with that while fitting it. So, I've got the panel back in place. We've got to fix the securing bolting in there. There's two 10mm that go underneath, and then this 10mm that needs to be tightened down here, and the light bracket fits into that bit, that back part there. So I'm going to crack on and get them done up and I'll be back with you. So we've got that wing back on, all the bolts done up. As you'll see, it's stepped out quite a bit at the bottom as the panel goes down. I'm going to put the bumper on first and then I can adjust the brackets and everything in there with a hammer to make everything line up. So I'm going to go grab the bumper and get that on. Okay, so we've got the fog lights put back in and connected up. So now I need to lift the bumper up into place and put the fixings in place and then do the bolts up that side and the bolts up that side. Then we should be back in business. Right, so we've come across a bit of a problem. I mean, I had suspicions about this wing that I'd bought a few times throughout this. Obviously the bottom bit kinking out, which I've tried to bend back in, but it's still kinking out. And also this gap here just will not close, but if you have a look inside the gap there, the edge of the panel's actually bent out that way. So I suggest this panel has been in a bump and probably on a frame damaged vehicle. It's actually twisted the panel, so unfortunately we've got to get a new panel and repaint that one. So I'll get a brand new one on order from Ford. I don't think they're about 40, 50 quid. I don't think they're very expensive. Get that painted, get it bolted up, and hopefully we should be back in play to a point where we should be right now. So for now though, I'm going to get the lights and everything back in, and then we'll take a look at the paintwork and see how it looks. But as you can tell from a distance here, I'm quite pleased with that actually. I mean, you can't really tell that it's been painted from afar, that was the illusion we were trying to create, right? I know if you get up close to the magnifying glass you're going to find problems, but just from a distance it looks alright. So anyway, that wing's proper scuppering us up at the minute, so I need to find a solution to that. So I'm going to hop on and see if I can get one from Ford. Just to prove we now do, didn't previously, learn from our mistakes here at Total Rebuild. Just checking the lights just to make sure they're all functioning. We didn't click them in properly last time. Just a view with the bonnet closed, that's not a bad colour match at all actually, I'm quite impressed with that. I mean, we painted kind of up to here, so you can see that that does match quite well. So once I've gave that a full DA cut, that should be pretty sweet. Just need to test the fog lights, we've not tested them yet, after I've disconnected and plugged them back in. Which I think is, nope, other switch. That's with the rear fogs. Yeah, it is. Oh, that's really encouraging. You can actually see light. So that one's working, and that one's back in. Again, that's not come out too bad. I need to force that back in, which I'll do in a minute. But that just needs a bit of bumper black putting over it to restore it back. As I say, this is a £1,800 build. I'm not pumping loads of money, time and effort into it. You know, it'll be what will be when we get rid of the Peugeot, which is going to be doing some work on the channel next on this to get this sorted out, ready for sale. Once we've sorted that out, this will become her second car. So, yeah, she's been driving not quite a year yet, so we all know what new drives are like. I know what I was like with being a new driver. I had a few accidents over my time, so, you know, I'm not going to plough loads into getting this perfect, because it's really not worth it. Right, having this box, the new arch liner, but obviously with having to replace that wing, you can see how bad it is from this angle, look. Then I'm going to have to leave that. Otherwise it's going to make it difficult getting the wing back on and off, but we'll sort that as and when we get the new wing. So let's get back in and do a bit of a water check on the back of the car, because it's been a few weeks since we have. Let's slide the seats forward. No, nothing in there. I've even left the tissue in just so I can tell if anything kind of comes in, but that's bone dry. Let's go check the other side, because I think there was 2 separate leaks. Again, bone dry. So I'm happy to put the underlay and the carpets back now. Okay, so that's all the carpets, underlay and everything refitted back in. All I've done is joined it with some tape in the middle so there's no hump. And it's as good as new, but I think we can certainly say, compared to when we had the car, that it looks a lot better now. Obviously ignore the mess, I need to get rid of that. But just cleanliness wise of the seats, so much better. Right, now we need to crack on with the steering wheel cover, which is one of them stitch-on types. So on we go. Okay, so we've got the cover. It's really freaking awkward. You have to stretch it. It's not very forgiving. To pull it round on the steering wheel. So I have to kind of keep working it. Get to a point where you can tuck the stitching all the way around so it touches. Also, this has got the added complexity of the fact it's got the grips here on the steering wheel, which it's not going to go around, so we're going to have to try and stitch it as tight as we can around there. Right, ignore the noise in the background, I've got the hedge cutters in. Now, the join in the leather needs to be right at the bottom of the wheel. Okay. Also useful for this job is a pick tool, because you need to get in and pull your previous stitches straight. Okay. So there we go, that's the steering wheel cover done. Flipping nightmare, not gonna lie, took a couple of hours. It was very tedious work, but as you can see, that's not come out too badly. There's a bit of bunching like here and stuff, which I'll just stick another stitch over the top just to close up. But all in all, I think it's come out pretty well. It's an awkward shaped steering wheel as well. There's lots of grab bits and stuff on this one. It's not like it's kind of symmetrical and round and thin like most steering wheels. This one's got bulges all over the place, so not the easiest, but yeah, happy days. And guys, that brings episode 7 of the Fiesta build to a close, and indeed it brings the videos this year to an end. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to say I really appreciated all the likes, comments and subscribers that I've had this year. This was a bit of a testing time with being a new channel, but I'm really pleased with the progress we're making. We're up almost 370 subscribers. Doesn't sound a lot, but for anybody that does YouTube or has started a channel, you will know that that's quite hard going, which I'm really proud of. I'd just like to take this opportunity to say have an absolutely amazing Christmas and a very prosperous new year. And here's looking forward to 23, because we have renamed the channel. It's now Total Rebuild. I can't really say too much about that at the moment, but let's just say 23 for this channel is going to be very exciting times. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Have a good one. See you later.